Welcome, paddleboarders, for another episode of Wave On. I'm Misty, your host in Sylvan Lake, Michigan, and today I've got UK in the house. He's a paddleboarder with a ton of experience in that area. I got Jay Manning coming up on the line. At Luna Moon, we're putting a lot of classes on the schedule. Things are starting to grow and happen. The weather's getting warmer, and so is the lake. So be sure to go check out your website for your schedule. There's events happening, new things coming up, girls paddleboard camp in July and August, and that's going to be new for us, but we're excited to offer it and be sure to teach them about water safety and have fun on their boards. That's Luna. She says hi. One quick code to share, Luna10 for LunaMoonSUPyoga.com. Go to the retail page and save on your Luna Moon SPF 20 zinc-filled all-natural lip balm. Jay, thanks for being on the podcast. It's so great to have you on.
No, that's brilliant. I'm glad to be here. You know what I mean? It's been a mad, I'll say year, a mad 2021 as well. It's been chaotic. I mean, obviously no competitions. Not that I do competitions anymore now, but it's just been mad with the sport. I mean, it's global mad, as I believe. So we're getting on, having fun as well, of course.
Yeah, and you're in the UK, so is it blowing up over there?
It's been blown up for a few years, but I mean, the pandemic last year, it kicked off mentally to the point where we wasn't going anywhere. We was restricted. We couldn't go in the water. I couldn't do a lot of stuff. Then restrictions come down, and then I was getting out, but I wasn't doing big mileage. I was just doing half an hour drives to local beaches. Well, I'm used to driving up and down the UK. I know UK looks quite small compared to the States and stuff, but if you've not been to the UK, it's quite funny. It takes like 5-6 hours just to go like 300 miles. You know what I mean? Because it's the traffic and that's chaos. Where in America, you can drive the whole of California coast in a couple of days, and it's really nice. I enjoyed it. So it's been mad. It's been really mad, and and coaching at the moment, and there's lots more. It's starting to kick in, and I enjoy coaching. So I don't do too much of it because I'm busy with working with the brands as well. So I sort of move it around and play around. Up today, 1-to-1 today is quite nice. Sunshine, warmth. I'm dressed like I'm in America. It's warm and sunny. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely.
You're dressed like a Californian.
No, well, I'm in the south of England, so it's where I live. It's kind of dry. I mean, you think of England, everyone goes, "Oh, it's raining." But up north of England, you know what I mean? They see more of it than down here. We're a bit more warmer. I call it.
Yeah. Sunny. Okay. Yeah, it would be like here in Michigan, it's colder than because we're north of than Florida. Florida's much warmer.
No, but yeah, it's getting into season right now really well. It's been a bit chilly still, in some ways. And then last year when it was sunny, it got hot. I think it got quite hot in March. This year it seemed to be a bit delayed a little bit. I mean, I'm used to it. I mean, an excuse. 18 degrees. I've got the vest on, shorts are on. Trying to get some colour on the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the same here. It's been kind of a delay, or I guess April seemed warmer than this month.
Yeah, same here. Strange. It's weird. It's really weird. Well, the thing is, I'm on the southeast side of the UK, and we've been getting this lot northerlies coming down, which comes down the North Sea, which causes some swells, which is good for us for a bit of SUP surfing and that. So we've had a lot of that and blue sky, but you're still wearing 4.5 mil wetsuit. So your face is getting nice colour, your hands are getting colour, but you're wearing a full wetsuit. It's crazy. But it's cold in the wind as well. It's sort of when you're getting changed at the beach, you're like, oh my God, it's cold. It's a bit chilly in the air, but it's getting better. It's a lot better than it is. Today was really nice today on the lake today. I just literally done only up the road, and I've got a nice lake up there. I'm up just a 1-to-1 lesson, so it's quite cool.
Oh, awesome. You've got choice of ocean and lake, huh?
Yeah, ocean, lake, rivers. Where I am, I'm quite centralised. I mean, it's nothing. I live 5 minutes from the River Thames, famous River Thames. So
okay,
that the bit I live there is quite tidal and quite fast flowing. So you can't really paddle there. But near 5 minutes in the River Medway, I've got lots of rivers, lakes, and an ocean and coastal. You know, what I mean, I've got it all on me. I can just pick and choose what I want to do.
oh, cool,
Surf.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
very cool. Yeah, I just have choice of lakes and rivers, I guess, but mostly lakes. But got the Great Lakes, which is huge.
Yeah, no, I've seen the lakes now. I've never been there, but I've seen the lakes, and you've got some nice lakes. And lakes are fun, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I like to mix it about. I mean, I'm ocean and
that would
surf,
be fun.
Yeah, keep it.
I would love to be able to paddleboard surf and have that choice. Then if the waves aren't good, then you probably just go to the lake, right?
Yeah, I suppose you get waves from the lake if the wind's blowing a
Yes,
hooling.
that is true.
But
that is
no,
true.
Yeah, you have to take a vacation and head to the West Coast.
Yes, I know, right? I miss California right now. I just haven't, traveled really anywhere. I mean, I suppose you could, but I just haven't. So I've been kind
of here. I mean, I was in Canary Islands in March last year, and just arrived. Looking forward, thinking, and I knew the pandemic thing was kicking off a little bit. You sort of read about it and thought, no, it's not going to hit. It's not going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Arrived in Canaries, and then literally came home 3 days later. Spain went into lockdown, literally kicking everyone off the islands, saying, go home.
Wow.
Then 3 weeks later, back in England, then we had our lockdown. So then whole year's just literally been staycation up and down the coast, just sort of keeping it local.
Mm-hmm.
Barbados was cancelled. Everything is just like, oh my god, you know what I mean? The worst winter at home in the cold and no tan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no
totally. I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. Usually I try to extend my summer and head to California like in the fall, when things kind of die down here a little bit, and go out to the west side. But yeah, I missed it this year.
Yeah, I think everyone has, but it'll come back, and obviously the jab, and I'm still I've had the confirmation to have a jab, but I've still not had the time to go and have it done because I'm worried. I'm never ill, you see. I'm one of those people never ill, and I'm scared to have it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly lose a weekend or lose 2 days of just sitting in bed recovering.
Oh. I have to do this on Friday.
Yeah. I'm going to wait for a couple of days of rain, and I'm thinking, do you know what? Let's go and book myself in, get the first jab over. And if I am ill, I've got 2 days sitting just watching Netflix and stuff, you know what I mean? That's if I am ill. I might be all right, you know what I mean? Or maybe being a bit silly, but I've just been busy.
I don't. Do you have the choice of which brand you want?
Don't know. I really don't know. We don't get a choice actually where we can actually have the jab, because where I live, there's 4 places, and 2 of them you book it in, like say 8:30 in the morning, and you go there, you're thinking 8:30, that's good, get home done with. I'm hearing reports people are standing in the queue for 3 hours, and I'm thinking, I don't want to waste 3 hours a day standing there. So that's another thing as well. I mean, I want to go away later on in the year if I can, so I need to get it done. So I will get it done, and I'm not gonna not get it done because I need to travel eventually and get to see the world and get back over to America at some point again. You know what I mean? It's been a couple of years now, 3 years I haven't been over there.
Really? Where do you usually go?
California. I used to spend a lot of winter out there. I used to go there a lot in the winter, and Santa Cruz.
Okay.
So yeah, it's nice, and done a few road trips out there and stuff. And yeah, I love it out there. I've got a lot of friends, a lot of connections out there with the sport and the SUP industry, and sponsored by Handboards, which are based in Huntington Beach in California. So been out and met those guys. So yeah, I like the California. I'm on the West Coast. I mean, we're talking about going to Florida at some point. I need to go to Florida as well. I'd like to go to Florida. I've never been to Florida. I've always gone past it and gone straight to California because I think that's in my blood. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a little different. I mean, Florida is much more humid versus, like you're kind of used to the dry, more like California, the desert out there, but and a lot more wildlife. Well, I say a lot more wildlife being like if you go in a lot of the bays and stuff in Florida, there's a lot of manatees and
I want to do that. I love to go and do. That's one thing in my big tip. But I've done a lot of stuff. It's not done that, and I really want to do that. And I think I don't like to admit this, but next year I'm actually 50 years old.
Wow. So then hopefully, yeah, you can have a big year with travel or something, doing something big.
That's it. So that was an option, going to Florida, maybe California as well, maybe Hawaii. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be US, you know what I mean? But it's where at the moment I don't know. I mean, I'm not going too far. I mean, all right, the 5-0 is a big thing. My friends, a few of my colleagues and the team have just turned 15. I work some ex-pro windsurfers, and
yeah,
you know what? It's just an age.
You do not look it though. Can I just say that? Are you sure?
My client today, she's her partner turned up and she went, Jay, how old are you? And I went, I'm 49. She went, you're kidding me. And I went, no. She goes, I told my partner he must be in his early 30s. And I went, oh, I'll take that.
I'll take that. I would agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I must be drinking, I don't know, doing something right. I don't know what. I mean, I spend a lot of time in the water. I wear sunblock and stuff. Put a bit of cream before you go to bed around your eyes and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just good genes. I mean, I don't know. I'm half French. I'm French. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. You drink a lot of water?
No, I don't really. That's one thing I need to. I keep saying this to every time when people talk about water. You know, you've got to drink loads of it all the time and stuff. I do bit, and then suddenly I go with like a day. I do something, and I start getting cramped because I'm like, this is what I know when I'm nearly 50 is when you start getting cramped in your hands and arms, and you're thinking, enough water. I'm not drinking enough water. Yep. So I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I just plenty. I've paddleboarded for like 16 years now, so maybe that's the key.
Maybe that's it. Like, being outside, staying active.
Yeah. In the sun.
In the sun, I know. I got the sun problem. I always get the raccoon from the sunglasses.
No, I mix it about. If I wear sunnies, I wear sunnies for an hour, take them off. If I'm wearing a hat, I wear a hat for an hour, take it off. You know what I mean? I rotate it because
that's good.
I have done it. I've done some big long paddles. I've had my hat on and I took my hat off and I've got the old mark around there. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, so I've learned that over the years. Usually when I was doing competitions and races, you know, you're going off for like 2 hours to do a race or something.
Yeah.
And you put a hat to keep the sun glare out your eyes and you put your sunnies on, try and look cool and everything. And then you finish the race and you've got these lines across your face. And I'm thinking, you know, but now it's, I just rotate it around or just spend half an hour in the garden. It's like a sunbed.
That's funny.
I'm going to get crucified people now. They're going to listen to this, aren't they? But you know what?
Well, it looks like you have Hawaii on your arm.
It's a little bit of it's a cover up on the cover up. Before I was sponsored by, I've been with Fanatic now over 10 years. The brand Fanatic. Before that, I was sponsored by Starboard.
Okay.
So years ago, before SUP was around, I used to windsurf and I used Starboard and I liked their little tiki thing. And I went, oh, that's really cool. And before that, I had another tattoo when I was about 17. It was, you know, like, at the time it was like cool.
Yeah.
But then when you got old, thinking, I have to get rid of that. So I got this tiki, which was like the Starboard tiki.
Yes.
On my arm, and I thought, yeah, I'm cool. Then didn't realise I don't know, probably about 8 years down the line, that I'm going to get sponsored by Fanatic, and the tiki will become uncool. So then I had to get this tattoo done, not because Fanatic told me to, but I just got fed up going to events and people going to me, "Is that a starboard on your arm?" And I'm like, yeah. I just thought it was cool when I was younger, you know what I mean? But I've had this done. It's covered it over.
Yeah, it looks good.
I wouldn't do that again on anything like that, about putting logos on your arms and stuff. I was just young, and well, I say young. I think I was young. I don't know. That year.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
it looks colorful. They got the palm
Yeah,
tree.
I think my skin starts getting colour. It looks nice. It's a bit of a half sleeve, but it's. I'm not. I haven't got tattoos on my neck or look a thug or nothing.
Right.
I might have a vest on. In England, they're called, when you wear a vest like this. They're called tank tops in America, aren't they?
Tank tops.
Tank
yeah.
Top. So it's like a water tank top. So, but a vest. They call them wife beaters.
That's true too, especially if they're white or maybe black, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is one of my sponsor ones, so it's quite nice, the colour ones. But
that's cool.
We do muck about, put the wife beater vest on, tank top on. But it's just nice wearing a water, and you catch some sun without having a full body out, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah. Do you have a lot of sponsors?
I would probably say I've probably got them. I've got the big ones, then I've got lots of small ones where I help smaller people out, companies and stuff. So obviously Fanatic, Iron, K66, sponsored by a shoe brand, a beverage brand as well. They send me like this. It's kept beer, and I think it's Aloha 65, which is you add it to gin and stuff like that. So they sponsor me. You know what I mean? It's not, they're all just ambassadors. You know what I mean? And I think a lot, I find these days, people are, with the social media now, are trying to get hold of sponsors. I mean, it is hard to get big sponsors, to be a big brand like Fanatic, all the big brands, to have that. I work with them as well. So I've done a lot, and I get well looked after. But I think now these days people are trying to get hold of, become a ambassador now, and it's like ambassador for this, ambassador for that. I'm always getting tapped up for little things, and if it doesn't clash with anything I am using and dealing with, I'm happy to promote their product. It's mainly in the SUP industry, and and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm suppose, I guess, without being big headed, I've probably got the most. I think I've got the most. I can't, you know what I mean? I think I've got the most in the UK.
Really?
Only because of my social media skills, which you've probably seen all that, and what I do and stuff, and all the silly stuff and SUP, and I do quite well on that. So not that I'm a computer geek or nothing. It's just I've done well. But the thing is, now everyone's trying doing it, which is good. So it's getting quite competitive out there. I mean, you probably might see that with people doing stuff, and me being one of the first guys in the UK. There's been, I was one of the first to use social media properly. So in the UK, now everyone's doing it. Everyone's they've got their paddles with selfies on there and doing this and doing that and catching the right light. It is a skill. But I'm always trying to work out what I can do a bit different. You know what I mean? To try and create your own personality, what you do and stuff. And it seems to work well. You know what I mean? It's I think I've done all right with it. You know what I mean? I'll never be a millionaire or nothing out of it. But if people are happy to, give me things and do, I don't take nothing for nothing. You know what I mean? I like sorry, my phone keeps going funny, or I'm going to sending me messages. So can you hear that or not?
Yeah. No, actually, I thought I heard something, but not really.
That's right. My phone goes making a noise, and I just thought maybe you're getting it. It's like it's feedback or something. I don't know, but ignore that. But yeah, no, I think I am the most kind of sponsored. I think I would think I am. I can't, even some of the guys that are still racing, maybe sponsored by a board, whatever. But I've got lots of other channels on top of it and stuff I do, and you know, it's not hard work. I just get on and do it, and
right.
you know, if I'm sponsored by a shoe brand, Hey Dudes, and if I'm wearing their stuff, I tag them and take some pictures for them and send them off to them. It's not hard. I just do it through the day. I'm doing my life,
doing your
the
stuff.
SUP, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just part of what I do. So yeah, it's all going quite well in my old age.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still going great. So the racing, is it still kind of like a big deal over there?
It is. I try and go to them, at least go and show up and meet people, because there's a lot of new people coming into the sport over here. I believe with what's going on, you know, we're coming out this COVID era sort of thing, and there's a couple of races started up, but I still think this year for us in the UK, it's going to be a little bit sort of smaller. Even my own little events I create and stuff and do, they've been smaller already. So yeah, but there's just a lot of people getting into it, want to try a bit of racing and try and do whatever they want to do, and I try and help if I can. And there's a lot of guys that I competed with are doing a lot of stuff, so I'm happy to sit along with them, help them, talk to people about things. I mean, it's all brand related and stuff and everything like that, I suppose. But I mean, I'm not gonna train myself to compete, because I'm just so busy, and I enjoy being out there, you know, taking a board and going for a paddle. I can go and paddle 20 miles tomorrow if I want to. Well, it might take 2 or 3 days to recover after it, because your muscles haven't really done that. But I can do that, and I've done that a lot. So I think when you've been paddling for a long time, your body kind of goes into your body is sculpted into like a paddleboarder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit weird, and
yeah, for sure.
Even when you're not been on the water for some time, your body aches for a day, and then suddenly the SUP muscles pop out, you're like behind your arm or in your back, and you're thinking, oh, I've had a good workout today.
Yeah.
And those muscles have come back, you know. And when I was training, when I was spending like 3 months in California, my body was coming back with muscles up here, and that's all from paddling. I don't do no gym work. I just paddle in all conditions. That's all I did.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, the scene is quite big, and I think it's going to get bigger, but I think it's going to be restricted with the COVID situation over here, which is very, very low now, very good, but they just don't want to rush. They want to get everyone vaccinated, and yeah, it's going to be another strange year. I think in some ways, sort of smaller things. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it sounds like you have like big events and stuff, and
yeah, I mean, I've got my first one this year in Bournemouth, which is a yoga event.
Oh, cool!
It's a new one on our calendar. Whole weekend but it's a huge yoga event on the beach in Bournemouth, I think. So yeah, so going down there with all the kit and everything, hanging out, maybe try a bit of yoga. I mean, I've done a bit of yoga, but I'm not a yoga person. But I'll get involved and have some fun, take some people out on the water. We've got a sponsor rider who's a yoga teacher, so we're going to support her. I'll come down and support her for the weekend and bring a load of boards down, and and just get involved.
Fun.
That's something to look forward in June. Other events I've all cancelled in some way, so it'd be I'll be going to demos, be going to lots of clubs. There's a lot of clubs that have popped up around in the UK over the years, so I'll just get the van, take a load of equipment, new boards and whatever, go and visit, hang out, meet their clients, talk about the brands, and then have some fun, social, and that, to me, that's it's going to be this year. I think lots of those little weekends, sort of one days down the clubs and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still a shortage of equipment as well coming over. I mean, I don't know what it's like in America, but it's
same.
struggling. It's struggling. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for paddles for my fleet. I've got a lot of paddles. I've got ordered some fresh new ones, and They're you know what I mean. Everything's struggling. It's not just our brand. Everywhere
It's
struggling,
everywhere. Yeah,
and
totally.
everything's holding its price. Secondhand stuff. You know, you've got an old paddle at home and you want to sell it, you can get top dollar for it at the moment, because it's like someone wants a paddle because they've snapped their paddle.
Yeah.
They're going to pay a bit more. They want a paddle. They can't go and buy a new one. Well, they can. They have to wait. You know what I mean? Well, don't get the one they want. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a second-hand market out at the moment. So
yeah, I'm going to a swap meet thing this weekend. It's actually on the west side of the state, and it's a surf shop because, you know, they've got the big water, so they're doing more surfing and stuff with the waves. But yeah, it'll be interesting just to see what it's like. You know, I might bring some stuff and you know, just, you know, talk about, or I mean, meet some people maybe, and who knows, right? So I'm just gonna try it out.
Yeah, that's it. Take the old battered old paddle that you've had in the garage. It's like, to be fair, all my old stuff's gone ages ago, but I've seen stuff that's coming up on the internet that's old, and I'm looking, and people want more money for it, and I'm thinking, wow. But you know what? If someone wants a board, they want a 10-foot hard board to play in the surf, they'll pay that money for it. You know, another £500. They can have a spanking brand new 2021 board,
right?
But it's whether they can get that specific board. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's weird. It's really weird. But at the same time, sales have gone way up. You know what I mean? Massively mental. But it's just not enough. I don't know. I feel like someone's got containers full of paddle boards in some country. I'm not saying anywhere, but I feel like they've gone somewhere. They're hiding. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird. And but I'm like, it's at least it's global. It's not like it's a UK Brexit thing or whatever like that. It's the world. I mean, maybe the Martians have taken all our paddle boards.
Maybe they started last year, and they're still like doing it, and everyone's still, you know, going, "Where's my kayak or my paddleboard?"
Yeah, it's someone's hiding them somewhere, aren't they? I think, but I don't know. It'll sort itself out. I hope. You know what I mean? It will sort itself out in the future, and
yeah, for sure,
it'll be be good.
Yeah, it's like a creative thinking for sure on some of this. It's like, you know, I don't know if it's a different resource or just planning ahead more for your equipment that you wanna sell or supply. So that's pretty crazy.
There's a few people I know that have sold stuff quick and then realise they can't replace it, and they're waiting longer. Well, still waiting for that replacement board. You know what I mean? You know, they're 2018 model, not 19 model, and they're going, I want that 220 because of the. But I'm telling people, don't sell until you know there's one available.
Right.
Any brand, I think, not just the Fanatic brand and anything like that, but you just got to plan it a little bit better. You know, so I know people rely on selling their their boards to finance their next board, but they may have to hold it back till they know they've got the board. It's on its way, and it's definitely on its way. Well, it's, you know what I mean? It's because I've got friends. I mean, I'm quite lucky because I carry all the Fanatic demo, so I carry a lot of kit in my garage, and I'm quite blessed, to be fair. And I will take a lot of boards down with me to the beach. If it's a surf day, I have 3 or 4 boards. So somebody wants to try a board, it's great. That's part of what I do in a way. They can try a board out, but I'm quite lucky on that. So, but I wouldn't sell something that needs to be moved on, because until I know my board is right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. What kind of van? Do you have like a camper van?
Well, funny enough, I've just swapped my van. I've had my little yellow van. I mean, people that know me, my yellow van is apparently was the most historic thing in the UK. I've had it years, and I've just sold it onto a young skater girl, and she's over the moon for it. It's rusty, it's old, but it's this bright yellow VW Mercedes. So it's gone now. I've had that years, and I've now got a Ford, big long wheelbase, fast, big wheels.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty. I've just literally been using it for the last 2 weeks, so it's like I feel like a little race behind. I can get to the beach quicker. You know what I mean? It's like second turbo, 6 gears, and
nice.
it's all singing and dancing. I mean, yeah, I'm really pleased. I mean, it's going to get branded up in the next few weeks, so it'll be, and then people will recognise. At the moment, it's because it's black and grey. I'm stealth. You know what I mean? I'm flying down the motorway. No one sees who I am.
No one knows who you are in that.
Yeah. Get it.
Are you gonna get a wrap for it, or you're just talking like different stickers? Wrap? Oh wow, cool, nice.
Yeah, so it'll be quite blingy. So people then will see it, and then they'll know what I do and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's all. I don't mind. It's nice to put up on the beach and nobody knows you've got a new van, and it's kind of nice. They might see a paddleboard on the roof and go, "Oh, it's just another paddleboarder," but I've got a private plate, so if people see the private plate, they know it's me in a way. So it's yeah, got a van. I've had van life all my life when I'm on the beaches and that. It's makes sense carrying all your toys in the van.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
you can sleep in it as well. Got a bed in there. You know what I mean? It's
cool.
Got everything.
That's
Singing
awesome.
And dancing.
So the girl is probably driving around in your yellow van, and they're mistaking her for you.
Yeah, yeah. She said that last weekend. She said she was driving around, and people were flashing her, waving, bibbing, and she said, "I don't know who these people are. I'll just wave back and smile." She's hilarious. I just thought, "Oh my god!" And then somebody come up to me and went, "I just seen your van." I went, "What one?" The yellow one. He goes, "It was going around the roundabout 5 times. We have roundabouts in the UK."
Yeah.
And I think she was lost going somewhere where she was. And he said he was just driving around, and I looked, and they saw this, I think, a blonde girl driving it. I went, "Yeah, that's her." It's funny. I was just like, "Oh my god!" But no, she's really stoked to have it. She's really like, I mean, I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
It's 23 years old, that band. You know what I mean? It's
wow.
Yeah.
A lot of miles on it.
It's done miles as equivalent, apparently, as driving from my house to the moon and back.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's quite impressive, isn't it?
That's totally impressive. Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, but that's old vans for you. They seem to the German Mercedes vans. They seem to just go and go and go. I mean, we just got to work on my new van now and just it's Ford in the day. It should be all right. Fords are good, so they've been around for a while.
Yeah, so, yeah. You just got to dress it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry.
Give it some identity.
Well, it's gonna have loads. Don't worry.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, so your SUP events that you do, like little, I don't know if they're more like private type of thing, or just like.
I do an Easter one, Easter Bunny SUP. That was like really still we couldn't really do it this year properly. The biggest one I do is Santa SUP, which I usually I've attracted nearly 300 to 400 people.
Wow.
So all dress up as Santas, and been doing that for 10 years now. So that's a big one. This year, I'm hoping this year it's back on track. Last year, obviously with the COVID situation, I think I just done 2 or 3 smaller location things. So this year, be back on track, hopefully, and get it massive again, and get loads of numbers of people and all dressing up as Santa.
Do you do a Halloween one?
Yeah, do a Halloween one.
Okay.
That's usually.
So, because I've never been to the UK, but there's a photo that was kind of popular this past year, and it was really like a lot of effects and probably a little Photoshop filters or whatnot on it, and everyone was dressed up, but they looked like they were kind of going through this like canal, and there was I don't know if there's stores like on the sides or like a docking. I don't know if it was maybe a fishery or something like that. It kind of reminded me of something from up north, but it made me think of this picture that kind of like became popular last year. I don't know if that was you. I think it was, I feel like it could have been, but I don't know.
I've 2-3 good ones. I dress up really well in my costume. I don't just a little mask and that's it.
Right.
Frankenstein was one of them I think like the year before.
I can't remember what they were dressed as.
I don't know. A few of the magazines have used my pictures and social media obviously I've used and taken them off my Instagram, which is fine because they all mention me. But these pictures are really, really good. You know what I mean? So I've got a new one for this year, which I'm keeping quiet. So I'm going to go different this year. Only a little bit, but yeah, Halloween's a good one. And I do Aloha summer SUP, where we all dress up in Hawaiian shirts and go through this wonderful city in Kent, and all just wear basically bright clothes, and it's Aloha City SUP basically. So we all just wear. Yeah, it's just to celebrate summer, really. So that's quite cool.
That's cool. How do you get them involved?
I just create an event and then I put them out on Facebook. There's loads of Facebook pages, especially in the UK. There's loads. Just whack it out there, and then they all just come from far. And they love it. People just love it. So
fun.
Yeah, last year was a bit of another downer, really. I did do it, I think, but I had to be careful. I think about 50 people turned up, but you know what? It was nice. It was kind of nice and simple, where usually I attract quite a lot more. It's just a bit of fun, social, and we take a picnic and just go and paddle up the stream somewhere through the city, show off all the colours, the boards and stuff, and it causes a bit of interest. It's nice. It's
fun. Awesome. That's very cool. They when I had Jen on from Live Love Sup a couple weeks ago, was on the podcast, and I had just met her probably a month maybe beforehand or whatever, and I was looking at her her leggings and all of her branded stuff, and started a conversation with her and everything, and inviting her onto the podcast and stuff. And then I pick up my phone like the next day, and I caught you, and you had her cup. And I was like, wait a minute, how does this happen? Like that, I just got done talking to her, and then I, on Instagram, saw you, and you were like live, and you have her cup, and I was like, wait, he's got her cup, or he's got her stuff. How cool is that?
I'm kind of like one of their ambassadors as well. I've been with them. Well, they sent me a few bits and pieces, and the cup, the mug, was like one of the ones I said to her. I met her a couple of years ago, and I said, look, I want the mug because the mug is great. And I said, I drink lots of tea and stuff, and I take some pictures, and I'm down the beach with it and stuff. And she said, we're going to send you a mug and a few bits and pieces and stuff. So yeah, I met her. I think she come and joins us for I come and watch when she comes. She come and her partner come to one, and it was quite fun. So I met her. They're a cool bunch of people, and they got the SUP vibe. So and they've been around for a while. You know what I mean? So yeah, that picture, I know the mug, my picture. Yeah, they use that a few times.
Yeah,
I haven't broken it yet. I dropped it a few weeks ago, and as I dropped it, I was going, no,
oh no.
Then, and I was slow motion, but I kicked my foot out, and I managed to kick it in the air, and it went further, but it landed in some bushes. Otherwise, it hit the floor, it had been hard floor and smashed. But I kicked it in my foot as it's dropping. I don't know how I done it, and I booted it into the bushes, and it landed in the bushes, and it saved it. I was like, oh God, shoot. But
that close call.
I just don't know. It's just a bit clumsy, I suppose. I nearly dropped it, but yeah, no. They're great guys. They are.
Yeah, she talked a lot about traveling and stuff, and same with, I think every paddler boarder is going through their mind. They like to have SUP destinations and bucket list travels and stuff like that, and it's been consistent across the podcast that we've talked about just, feeling a little locked, but traveling around in your own little local, area and finding more spots to paddle to. So just, kind of looking at it in a different perspective.
Well, that's it. I mean, staycation last year, I found lots of places that I haven't really been.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And then you go there for a paddle with a few people, get a few pictures, create a little. And I'm thinking, people go, "Where's that?" I go, "It's only there. It's only like an hour away." You know what I mean? And I'm like, don't really go there, but you know what? It's so nice. And I'm thinking, some of the things I've done, I'm thinking I can match that with some of the places I've been in California or any other country I've been to.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that's on the same line. You know what I mean? All right, it's not Barbados, it's not California, it's not whatever, but it's still stunning because in the day, people are liking it. They like the look of it and they're thinking, that looks cool there. Oh, it's England, but it's not something. It's not a regular spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have found that now, and where they live, it's their own little. And it's good because I mean, if I was going somewhere like where you live and you said, come and check these places out, you've got the knowledge, haven't you, to show people those spots. And you know what? People are going to start going abroad again, and you will want to meet people and go, I know this place, I know this place, I know this place. And, and it's good to share. I like sharing my new places out. I like being the first to show something. And at the same time, back then, in a few weeks with more people, and I show them and go, this is this. And they go, wow, we've got a lot of history in the UK. And literally not far from here, we've got World War I German U-boats all been captured from the war.
Oh, wow.
Been dumped for scrap, but obviously been sitting there since 1930. Wow. That's not too far from me, and I'm working out how you can get there safely on a paddleboard, explore, get some nice pictures, and get back without getting stuck in tides and weather and stuff. So I mean, we've got a lot of history over here, a lot of history, and
totally, yeah.
And it's all where I live. Being not far from the Thames, is obviously the Thames was like one of the attractions for the Germans to come and bombard the Blitz, London.
Mm-hmm. So
there's lots of castles and weird stuff that's it's brilliant, and people don't have that sort of history in their countries. They enjoy it. They go, wow, look at that castle there, wow, you know what I mean? And
wow, that would be cool to see. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm working on that plan for that one in the summer. So that's like a summer little, because longer evenings you can get on the tides and stuff.
Okay.
But you've got to plan things like that. So yeah,
nice. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I know it. I said this before in a previous episode, but I did the same. I noticed like some other spots, just other cool things just to see, because I have like a lot of lakes around me. So I have a lake I live on, and then we're like lake community where there's a bunch of them around the inland lakes, and there's just these cool bridges. I was just like, that's unique. Like, I've never seen that before. I didn't even know that existed. And it's just like, they kind of look historic, and they link this land over here with that land. And I was like, wow, how cool. Like, paddle around through that and just see something different,
That's it. That's good. And I think it's woken a lot of people up about that. So there's been some positive as well. There's a lot of negative and, and sad and what's happening and stuff, but there's a lot of positive. So you just get on with it. If you're passionate about the sport, there's, we're on island in the day, like Great Britain. All right. There's plenty of water there for us to go and explore, and waterways and everything. It's all there. But obviously you've got to plan it safely without getting into trouble and stuff. There's in conditions and everything, because that's another thing people got to be careful about as well. So
yeah, and I mean a great community as well as far as paddleboarders, and I've heard too, more people just connecting, obviously through social media is a big one, and it's good. It's a nice positive way to look at what's going on and how we're limited in a way.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, it's all going good, and it's and I see that I see everywhere I go, and even on social media from around the world, it's kicking off, and it's just trying to find something a little bit different so that it's not the same pictures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with having palm trees in the background. It's lovely, but sometimes it's nice to have something a bit different, isn't it? So,
yeah,
you know, we're English in a day. So, you know, if people in America go, what's English about a paddleboarder? You know, having a castle in the background, that's what I go for.
yeah, and we don't have castles in Michigan. We have a lot of lighthouses and well, I guess it just depends on where you're at, but
You get sunsets and sunrises.
Yeah,
so
totally.
they're big. They're big. Lots of people like doing that as well. So that's very popular.
Yeah, I love sunsets. I mean, like I could look at that no matter where I was at, over and over and over. It doesn't get old with me.
That's nice. It's magical, I think, and especially a sunrise in the morning. You know, you're getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and you know that by 1 o'clock in the afternoon you're going to be so tired.
Yeah.
But you know what? In the morning when that sun pops up and it's in front of you, and you like that magical moment, and that'll never. You know, I mean, it'll never. I'll never moan about it. I love it so much, and I know by 1 o'clock I'm like, oh my god, I'm tired. I need to go have a nap. You know, it's because I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. But it's worth it. Definitely worth it.
Yeah. What time does the sunrise happen for you?
What's that?
What time is the sunrise for you? I'm sure it changes throughout the year, but
I think it's like 5. I think at the moment it's 5:50 at the moment, but it'll be like be about 4:50, 4:13 in the coming weeks. Yeah, till the height of summer of June the 21st. So it'll get early. It could be earlier. So literally, you have to sleep in the van the night before, so you can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's light at 3:30, 4, light breaking through, and it's like, oh my god! But you know what? By 8 o'clock in the morning, it's kind of like over. It's done. You're having some breakfast on the beach, and you're going, you know what? I'm going to go home, and it's nice. I'm going to have a chill out in the garden and have a catch up on the sleep, because it's you can't do too many though, because it catches up with you. Now I've tried to do about 2 in a row, and it's like going out clubbing. I mean, when you can do it when you're younger, isn't it? When you go pubbing and clubbing, and you do a Friday night and a Saturday night when you're younger. And you could do it now. I've do it one night. You can't do staying out to 2 o'clock in the morning. You can't do it 2 nights in a row. It's impossible. I can't. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want to get up. I want to go up. I want to get up the next day to go and do something. I don't want to be laying in bed asleep, recovering, and because I've been tired because I've been up all night.
Yeah.
Like I did like yesterday when I missed your podcast yesterday because I got invited to a 50th on a school night, on a Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday night, big party, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't drinking, but it's got 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get home, and I'm paying for it now. So I'm gonna have a bit of food and probably a early night tonight.
Oh wow, yeah. You stayed out late, huh? Was it a good time?
Yeah, it's still not. The bars are not open properly here yet, so we can only drink outside in the gardens, the bars and courtyards. So it's a bit chilly in the evening. So you're sitting there with blankets around you, and you can have a drink outside only. You can't go indoors and drink.
Okay.
Not till next week, I think. Restrictions are dropping a bit more. So the bars and the pubs and you can go in and have a drink and have some food. That's next week.
Oh wow.
So it's all coming. It's all coming. It's just been a bit cautious, and
yeah.
I think, you know, we look where the world's going, and a lot of places are still behind us. You know what I mean? We're doing quite well in the UK at the moment. So, you know, I feel sorry for the likes of India, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. They're struggling.
Yeah, right. I know. It's you know, like Canada, they've been going through so many lockdowns. It's like they can't really do much, but you know, at least it's not India, right? It's like, that's going off crazy. So too bad.
Well, no, and there's other countries. I don't know. I just try and switch off and just concentrate. We're in the UK now. Just get our jabs done. Then hopefully the flights will come back, and you know, maybe later on the year, treat yourself to a nice little break somewhere on the beach, and in the winter when it's cold, and get some winter sun.
Yeah, that would be
Maybe.
nice. It was kind of a hard winter.
Oh, don't talk about that.
We're moving forward. We're going to summer, sun, paddle, and it gets dark here later as well. Once it's climbing, it keeps going, you know, toward that summer solstice at about 9:30ish.
Yeah, same here in the UK. Gets lighter and lighter up to June, I think, then it starts dropping away again. Ooh.
Yeah.
It won't go back realistically till probably October time in a way. So late September, October, we can really start noticing it. But you know, I'm not going to wish the year away.
No, totally. No, I'm looking forward to a nice full season and meeting new people, and not quite sure about the class size yet. You know, like previous years, it could get kind of big at times, and you'd be okay with it. But I'm not sure what the vibe is just yet for this year. You know, maybe it's mediocre, maybe a few more than last year. It was about I kept it about 5 or 6, I think, in the beginning.
Yeah, it'll come back. It's just not worth rushing it. And at the end of the day, the community's there. If you're just going out having some fun and catching up with people, meeting some new people, it's a bonus. And that's what I'm hoping this year. We'll get back out, spreading my wings around the UK again. You know, there's lots of new clubs that have been up and going in the last year or two. So I need to go and hang out and, you know, and talk SUP and, you know what I mean? And spread the vibe. And, you know, instead of seeing people on social media, it's like meeting people face to face and, you know, and you know, it's nicer because anyone can be anyone on social media. But I think in the day, you can't, you know, I like meeting people. I like talking. I like paddling with people.
Right.
I'm happy to stand and talk to them and show them techniques. I'll do that. Then talking and writing and typing, and I hate that. Typing, it's not like me. I'm like, oh dear.
Oh, I get it totally. Right. How many paddleboards do you have?
Probably in the 20s.
You over 20 paddleboards?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, because I've got pretty much a lot of the waveboards. I've got lots of inflatables.
Yeah.
So I've had one of each size. Got a big XL. Got a tandem. Got kids boards. I probably have about 26, I reckon.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, I mean, I don't own them and such, you know what I mean? Because I mean that's with the Fanatic UK. So I'm in charge of the demo. So I have all the kit. So I take what I need to where I'm going. If I'm doing an inflatable day somewhere, I'm doing touring boards. I'll take half a dozen touring boards. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've had a few more on that, but I'm still waiting for some new ones as well. We've got some new one additions to come into the fleet, and I'm still waiting for those. So that it could increase even more. But it's everyone's dream to have over 20 boards in your garage. You know what I mean? You open the door and it's like all these boards, and like it's not gloating, or you know, it's just what I do with the Fanatic side. You know what I mean? The UK, and it's same with the guys in Fanatic Germany, Fanatic France, whatever. The main guy there will have the same few boards. You know, then we've got the foiling going on, the windsurfing side. So we all got our boards, and you know, we have to go places with them and stuff. So, but it's quite nice, just picking and going, what board I can have today. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Yes.
You know, I'm on that. It's nice just to chuck a different board on the roof or something, or in the van.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it is fun to do that because, well, every board is different and they have different purposes. You know, whether it's racing or surfing or doing the paddleboard, longboard stuff. You know, do you have a foil? Have you tried that yet?
No, I've tried it. I haven't really done much of it, to be fair, because there's been a lack of equipment. And then when I tried it, it's something you need to have and use a lot to try. Yeah. So with the team we got in the UK Fanatic team, you know, everyone's sort of does this, that. I just thought, oh, do you know what? I'm good at doing what I do. And then if the foil's there, I'm down the beach, and I'm down the office, and it's there, I'll get on it. I'll play around it. You know, I've tried it. I just want to try it more, but it's just finding the time to spend. It's like new, you know, get something new. You've got to spend time. And I'm busy doing lots of little different things. I just like, before you know it, I'm a year behind most people that I know have got foils. I've done it ages ago, but I tried it and I couldn't just take it with me because I wasn't allowed to take it with me because like there was only like two in the country at that time. It was like, no, we've got to stay here. All right, I'll try it next week. I'll come down again, and I didn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not over fuss. I mean, it's interesting, it's fun, but it's just need to learn a bit more and spend time on anything. It's like anything, getting a race board.
Right.
If you're not used to a skinny race board, then you've got to spend time on it.
Yep. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's a completely different board. It's much more narrow and it's a different style for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about time on the water in the day, and you know, and if you're just you know, I've got friends that are just into wave riding, and that's what they do. If it's not wave riding, if it's flat day, they'll get their bikes out, or they might do something else. I don't know. So I got to mix it all up. I try and mix it. I've got the touring board. I like going out for long cruising up rivers and exploring, and then at the same time, there's a bit of surf. Let's get the small boards out and have a muck about. You know, it's versatile. You know, it's just keeps me out in the water.
That's good. That's really good. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try the wing surfing this year. The big large Nash wing. But I'm also with that going to be learning how to do a little bit of sailing too. So I'm adding on some things. Yeah, adding on some things to learn and do on the lake.
Yeah, windsurf. Put a windsurf sail onto a SUP board. That's quite fun. That's good. It's good. It's good light wind. You know what I mean? It's just you just cruise up and down the lake. You know, you got a bit of wind coming there. Hold a sail.
Yeah.
It's not over hardcore. There's a bit of skill involved, but it's fun. It's something you can do. You know what I mean? It's you can use that board if they come with windsurf attachment holes. You can use that board for that windsurf and SUP, so you can versatile use it.
Yeah.
And have more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So when it gets a little windy, it'll be like, well, I'm taking the wing out.
That's it. Yeah, you got it. You're in there.
Doing all the things.
That's it. Just keeps you out in the water.
Yeah. And you know what? I did not have a hard time doing that last summer. And I don't see it changing this one either.
That's it. That's the way. That's the way forward.
Yeah. Cool.
That's the best.
Do you have any other inspirational message out there for a paddleboarder or a newbie, maybe?
Probably the best thing is just get out and just get on. Spending water. It's just water time in a day. You know, the lady I had today. You know, I won't go into full detail, but she had a serious accident, and basically, she said, well, she would never walk again. So she had an operation which was offered to her, and she took it because she thought, you know what, I'm in my 40s or early 40s at the time, and she said, I just thought, you know what, I don't want to be in a wheelchair, or just go for it. So she went for it, and it worked. It fixed her back or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's walking around. She messaged me or whatever, and we booked up a lesson. And I didn't know nothing about this. I just thought, she another newbie, struggling to stand up, but she stood up and wobbled around and enjoyed it. And then she told me the story, and I was like, pretty sort of took back on it a bit. I'm not going to go detail too much because it's quite personal what happened. But yeah, I was just like, and then she came out again today, and she's bought her own board now, inflatable. Told her what size to get and everything. She's loving it, pumping it up, and then she's undergoing go today, another hour and a half in the water. But her back's still, her muscles are not quite right, but she's standing. You know what I mean? She's not on her knees, she's standing, and she's, she fell in a couple of times, but she says, you know what, I feel better for it. The next day, she said my back will hurt a bit, but it's improving me. And I said, look, you just got to spend more time on the water, and just think positive about it. The fact that it's good for your well-being, you know. And a story like that from that lady, you know what I mean? I just thought, wow, you know what I mean? It just kind of makes you feel grateful what you got and what I've done, you know, what you've done and been and done and stuff. You know, you just don't know what's around the corner. So
yeah,
don't think about it. Just get out there, have some fun, get yourself a decent lesson. You know, there's a lot of people doing lessons now, lots of instructors. I mean, I'm quite blessed. The fact I've been paddleboarding for 16 years, so I've got established 16 years under my name. Than most people haven't got that. I know they haven't got that. I mean, I'm one of the first, probably the first 10 people in the UK to paddleboard in the UK. So,
how did you find it? How did you find paddleboarding in the UK?
I was a windsurfing background, so the board turned up by accident, and then I was just playing around with it, and I was just thinking, well, this would be good on the days when it's not windy. And then I think we had a whole summer of no wind, and I had this paddleboard, and I was just paddling like 2 miles out to sea, and just going right out to sea on a flat day. Then my mate got one. Then we just like went miles. We just didn't care. We just went right out to sea on a flat day.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then we was having rescue boats. You know, these boats from in the bit like Coast Guard, sort of like in America, but
sure,
in the UK, come out to us because somebody saw 2 little figures in the far distance in the water, thinking, oh, it's like 2 windsurfers maybe standing on their boards. So they rang up the Coast Guard and said,
oh wow.
So we're out there on a hot sunny day, I remember, and then we was just like, and no leashes, nothing then, because there was no safety thing, you know what I mean? I was looking back, thinking, my God, if I fell off that board out at sea, I've been a long swim back. And this Coast Guard come rolling up to us, and it was so fast. I remember the wake coming off it, and I was thinking, what the hell is that? It literally took me out. And then they were chatting to us, and we just looked like see 2 people walking on water. You can't work out what you're doing, what's happening. Someone said the windsurfers have come off their boards. We said, no, we're on paddleboards. And then just like chatting to them for like half an hour. And then let us sit off you go, just be careful. And I'm like, you know, okay. But they said it's just literally 2 figures walking on the water.
I can imagine what they're probably thinking. What is that?
Yeah.
Couldn't figure it out.
And for years, 30 years, that's all I was getting. It's like you're walking on water. I mean, there's a club out there, it's called Walk on Water, but Walk on Water is what it is, because that's what people saw it, and they can't see the board in the water. They think you're walking. Right.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, it's just mad. And then just done that. Then I got involved on a forum. This is for social media, and they were talking about this doing a big paddleboard meet, and then literally there was 20 guys turned up, and then they created the first year of competition, racing, surf, and I went to the first one, which was like Cornwall or somewhere, or I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, and I just end up spending the whole season. There's 8 events on, or 6 events on around the country. So we just, us 30, I think that time we went out to about 30 of us, just going competing against each other around the country. It's incredible, and it was like good times. It was like, oh, I'm off to Cornwall this weekend, 5-hour drive down that way of the coast and up that coast and that coast, and you're meeting up with the guys. You just met this new lot of family of suppers that from different parts of the country, all different, but these are all round boards as well. They're not race boards; they're just round boards, 12-foot round boards.
Wow!
So there was no race boards; they're just round boards. So your 12-foot board will do the surf and maybe a distance and and pretty much a heavy paddle. Then it went on to carbon paddles, which were big blades anyway. But that was in the starboard days, and then got onto Fanatic 11 years ago, 11 years ago, and and then the race balls started coming out. So it was quite cool. But yeah, those the early days. It's like the old early days before these fancy race boards you see now. You know what I mean? It's like literally.
Yes.
And no leashes. We was competing with no leashes. 2 years, I think, no leashes.
Wow.
The amount of scary stuff I kind of look back, I think, my God.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, then the leash thing come in, and it was like, you've got to wear a leash because, you know, and it made sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously, but early days, you know what I mean? But we was like dressed in vests. It was like April, March. We're like got vests on, shorts. You know what I mean? We're doing this 10-mile race up the coast, and it was a sunny day. But you know, no leash. You fell in. You're like you're gonna.
Sure. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad all that sort of health and safety has sorted itself out over the years now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still, you know, PFs we've got to wear, and we don't wear life jackets, but belts and stuff like that now. So it's all good because more and more people are doing it, and it's literally, you need to just think about safety a bit more really now.
That was another thing that Jen said about leashes, that even in some of her graphics, like in her designs and stuff, she wanted to change it because they didn't have the leash on. So she's, can we add in a little leash? So just so we, you know, more people are getting involved and stuff like that. And she just kind of was conscious of it.
Yeah, you got to, I think now, and same for me, you know, I'll try and wear a leash for everything now. I mean, because people see you not wearing a leash, and you just get pointed at, because they know who you are and stuff. They just think, you know, I'm not saying, you know, the real big guns of paddleboarding. I mean, they'll wear leashes. Everyone does, because they know in the day, it just don't want to hag really from people pointing fingers and going tap tap tap. You know what I mean? It just makes sense really.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure everyone else will too. And is there anything else you'd want to end that with?
Just keep the stoke going. I mean, I've been seeing some of your stuff going, so you know, it's good. I like seeing it. You know what I mean? And I think there should be more of this going on, this podcast and stuff. I mean, I've been asked a few people. It's kind of hard getting things. I know with you being over there, it's getting the time right and everything and stuff. But yeah, just keep it going, and you know, and it's, you know, and hopefully get to see some more and more people come on and stuff. You know, it's you know, it's nice. I enjoy it. I mean, you know, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm just like, but you know what? It's cool. You know what I mean? I wanted to do this, and I was gutted yesterday. I was like, oh my God. And I thought I might have to wait later on in the month or something. And, you know, it's... and
we made it work.
Yeah, it blow you.
We made it work. I'm glad. Oh, I'm super stoked. Yeah, that you could come on and do this and get to, you know, share the message.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Missy. Check it out.
Awesome, Jay.
All right then.
That was JSUP, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Jay, for coming on. If you want to find him on Instagram, he is JSUP, Jay Manning. He also has a Facebook group. I'll put that in the show notes if you want to check him out. And as always, thanks again for tuning in and listening. If you have a request, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Instagram, and I'll put that in the show notes as well.